thanks for coming.
Thanks for having me.
I guess I could have warned you that I just assume that people know things when they don't.
It's fine.
So, and she pulls the hat down. And just like, I'm coming from the beach. I'm like, okay, that's a vibe. That's a thing.
Yeah, that's a thing.
No, it's summertime.
Winter Island.
Yeah, totally. How long have you lived in Salem?
I've lived in Salem for about 12 years now.
Where did you live prior to that? Where'd you come from?
I was in the Brookline, Alston, Mission Hill, Boston area.
Yeah.
Yeah, I went to grad school out there.
What brought you to Salem? Why'd you come here?
Honestly, it was too expensive to live in Boston, and as soon as I came here, I fell madly in love with the city.
What was it that drew you in?
Well, part of it was, I guess I wanted to buy something, but actually a real estate agent here, Phil O'Donnell, he was bringing me and my ex-partner around, and he brought us to Winter Island and the Willows and had the popcorn, and I was like, sold.
Smart.
Yeah.
That is a good real estate agent right there.
Yeah, still friends with him.
I would do just about anything for Hobbs popcorn.
Yeah, it's good. Like the bars.
I don't get, what's the difference between that popcorn and every other popcorn I've ever eaten in my life?
I guess like where it is, I guess. You know, it has natural sea salt going into the regular
Oh,
sea
good
salt,
thinking.
maybe?
Yeah.
Perhaps, yeah.
So in your time that you've spent here in Salem, how would people recognize you on the street? Like if they see you around, they're like, oh, there's that lady and she does. How do people know you?
Well, maybe sometimes from the local watering holes. I jog around town a lot. I do the fundraiser, and I play in the band. So most of my friends are musicians too in town.
Yeah. This is the opportunity to plug said band. So you're a musician, which is one reason we're set up in the record exchange.
Right.
I invited musical types to come. How long have you been a musician? What do you play?
I've been a musician since I was 16, so for a very long time I play guitar and do vocals. I do all the writing too. So.
What's your band's name?
Radio Compass.
And is being in a local band purely a labor of love?
Yes.
Like, yeah.
I have more fun now playing music than, I think because everyone in my band, we're kind of just we have like our own careers, and we decided to come back to music.
Oh.
Because I took a hiatus when I was doing the home renovation stuff. I didn't play music for 5 years. And then I went back to
renovating your own home, or that's what you did
No,
for
I was
a
like
living, or?
flipping houses around the North Shore.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So career took over for a little bit.
Yeah, and then I missed it, and I came back to it. So it really is just a labor of love at this point. We all have a good time. No one's trying to get famous.
Yeah, so what's the difference between, trying to be a rock star when you're 20 versus, 30 or 40 or 35 or however old?
I don't think like a lot of people ask themselves why they want to when they're younger. They're just like, I don't know.
They're just doing it because...
I don't know. I haven't really thought about that. That's a good question. But it is a part of who you are, but doesn't have to be everything. Like, I don't know. It's also, it no longer becomes as fun, at least for me, when it's a job.
Uh-huh. I was briefly a professional photographer.
Yeah.
And realized it just sucked all the fun out of it.
Yeah. It's like having writer's block, but being forced to still write.
Yeah, totally.
So I've certainly gone through periods like, we have to write new stuff, Angela, when I was like in my early 20s. And I'm like, I can't. There's no more songs in this. There's no water in this well right now to give you.
Yeah.
But now it's just very laid back and fun. And this is a great area for music, too.
Yeah, I've been here roughly about the same amount of time that you have. And then I also remember, because I lived in the Boston metro area in like the late 90s, and I remember coming up here in like 98, 99.
Yeah.
In my 20s,
yeah.
And being like, no, this is cute, but there doesn't seem to be a whole lot going on.
Yeah, it happened really quickly.
Yeah.
And abruptly.
Yeah. Do you guys play primarily like Opus? Like what are your shows like? Where do you play?
We've expanded more now. We had lineup issues for a while, just because people are really busy. But now we finally have like a somewhat solid lineup. So we played Pooza Fest this year in Montreal, and we've been out in Burlington. So we're like going a little outside of the area too. But yeah, we play Opus and the Boston area, playing Charlie's like in a couple weeks.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How far up the music ladder did you climb while you were like really gunning for like we're in a rock band? Like,
When I was younger,
Yeah, were you trying to get signed to a major label and tour and the whole thing, or was it
I
more
was
just?
I was in an all-girl band. My most popular band was like pre-social media when I was like 16, 17 years old.
Sure.
We used to go play in New York. Like we played CBGBs. We played a bunch of like the classic venues. Played with lots of really, really interesting, cool bands. We had a lot of those. What are they called? When you would like, people would come and like see if they wanted to sign you.
Like
But
you did like the feature or like
yeah,
the show.
that stuff. A lot of
Yeah.
that in New York and Connecticut. But we were idiots, and we like had like our tiny little, flasks and stuff, and like just didn't take any of it seriously, and just thought it was all very cool, and it would last forever. And then we're like,
You're
oh, wait a minute.
17. Like,
Yeah.
what do you know?
But I'm glad it all worked out really well.
Yeah.
That was kind of my high. That was the high point.
That was the peak.
Yeah,
I mean,
that was the
yeah.
peak.
Not everybody's local band gets to showcase for major
Yeah.
labels, so I mean that's
Yeah.
something.
Yeah, it was fun. But I fell in love with psychology, and that's what my focus has always been. So
All right, so
My
musician, house flipper, psychologist. So where did that come from?
the grad school.
Yeah.
What do you mean?
Well, I mean, because I can see being a songwriter and being a musician
Yeah.
tying very much in with psychology and
Yeah.
how people think and why.
Yeah. Yeah.
Is that
Yeah, you meet some really interesting characters. I mean, there was a lot of different reasons I went into it, but it's like my number one passion. I love my career,
yeah.
my job.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You mentioned the fundraiser. Was that the
Rock for Hawk, yeah.
Yeah. How'd you get involved with that?
I was talking with an old acquaintance one time, and I was actually it was when I kind of first started playing music again, a few years ago, and I was talking about like how all the female musicians I met and how welcoming this area is. Not to say that Boston wasn't, but Boston scene is a little bit different than around here, I feel like, or at least in my experience has been. And they were, a lot of acoustic music. There's just a lot of different vibes going on here, and I was saying like how a lot of the female musicians I'd played with are like so multi-layered. Like my old guitarist is a marine biologist, and like just really talented, interesting artists. And I wanted to do something with people who do have the opportunity to use their voice and send messages and bring people together to actually like add a layer of meaningfulness and bring the community together. And I work with trauma survivors in clinical practice, so I wanted to do something for the community. I've referred people to Hawk. It just made sense. I know they rely a lot on that kind of stuff to what they can and cannot provide. Really comes from the community and private donors and things like that. So that made a lot of sense, and everyone was immediately like, "Yes, I want to do this."
Yeah.
So that's where that
How
gave birth.
long has that been going on?
I'll be doing the 5th annual this year.
Yeah.
Yeah, I already have a date.
Do you want to share?
Yeah, it'll be. Well, we're kind of so the booking agent from Kodo and I have already been talking like preliminary idea planning, and we're gonna do both venues, Opus and Kodo, the same night.
Oh, cool. Okay.
And really try to get more of a monetary fundraising focus from both ends too. So it'll be December 6th.
Okay.
But we haven't really planned much else out yet.
But yes, yeah.
I mean, it's August, so.
Yeah. So
We
later this year. It's not like it's happening.
Yeah, but it's happening. It'll be the
September,
5th annual,
Yeah.
which is really cool.
That's great. Well, thanks for doing that. So everybody gets asked the same 3 questions, and I've already asked you 2 of them. The third one is, what are you doing to make Salem a better place? That kind of sounds like a big thing to do to make Salem a better place.
Yeah, and picking up people's trash.
Thank you. Thank you. I was at Forest River yesterday and picked up garbage.
I was like, come on. And one of the to-dos is to try to get more recycling bins around the town. But my husband's like, Angela, just carry a bag around because you're picking up everyone else's trash all the time. It's fine.
Can we get a NIP deposit, please? Thank you. Please.
Yeah.
So a man walked through the parking lot at the CVS at Canal, leaving the liquor store across the street. Pounds 1, literally throws it like up, like in the air over his shoulder into the parking lot and keeps walking. And I'm like, well, I saw it happen live.
Ugh.
That's
Horrible. Keep it clean. It's not hard. It's not hard. It's not hard to put it in the trash.
no. Thank you for your work on both fronts.
Yeah. I feel like I'm not the only one. Just trying to keep a beautiful place beautiful.
For sure, absolutely.
It's a very special little place.
It is. It is. And that's one thing that's been fun about doing this is
Yeah.
meeting the people that make it special, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, I love the story behind that you told me about why you do this. I think it's really cool because there are so many characters around town, and a lot of people don't ask, "What's your story?
Who are
How'd
you?
you?"
What's your deal?
Yeah.
Yeah. One of the first
Fascinating.
people, I'll tell you who it is off the mic, but one of the first people I interviewed suggested that I interview a fairly well-known person that's around downtown Salem. And I'm like, no, I'm terrified. Like, I'm so scared to talk to this person. Like, absolutely
I
not.
don't know who it is.
Like, can somebody else? I'll tell you. Thanks for your time.
Thank you for having me.
You gonna go back to the beach, or you gonna go pick up some trash?
No, I'm gonna go pick up some trash. No, I'm just kidding. Thanks, Chris.
Thank you.